Today I'd like to introduce you to the new CAT D3K2, D4K2, and D5K2. These models are capable of burning high sulfur fuel, so they can be used in a lot of different areas of the world. The models we're going to be talking about today, the features are very similar. Today we'll focus on the D4K2 that you see behind me. On these models, which are Tier 3 equivalent, a lot of the features are going to be optional that are otherwise standard on other models in other areas of the world. So we'll be talking about what's standard first, and then we'll move into the optional attachments. First feature we'd like to point out is the VPAT blade. VPAT stands for Variable Power Angle Tilt Blade. And the value this blade has to the customer is it can do so many things. It can tilt, angle, and then also has the capability to pitch the blade fore and aft. The nice thing about these type of features allows the operator to shape or mold whatever he's trying to cut to create his dirt work. It could be cutting a ditch, or it could be windrowing material and do a lot of the same features that a motor grader might do. One of the things Caterpillar does on our machines is pay close attention to the routing and design of our hoses and electrical harnesses. The reason for this is we try to be sure and secure the line in a specific place each and every time so they do not rub against each other or another part of the machine such as the structure, and this is done to try to reduce the risk of a leak or a harness failure, thus giving the operator more value and less downtime. The CAT D3K2, D4K2, and D5K2 dozers are equipped with a CAT C4.4 Tier 3 equivalent engine. These engines are capable of burning higher levels of sulfur fuel used throughout the world. As you'll notice, we have very good ground level serviceability. This is part of our design to give the operator easy access to things during the normal maintenance of the tractor during the day. Noticing we talked about it has the capability to burn higher sulfur fuels. We use two separate fuel filters on these engine models, as you see here. We also have a separate water separator element that's located in the left rear compartment that we'll look at it in just a minute. Very good access to the engine oil dipstick, and then also if any oil is needed to be added very conveniently to the left of the dipstick is the fill port for the engine oil. Coming on up above the engine, you'll notice that there's plenty of clearance above the engine deck or valve cover for any serviceability that may need to take place. Also, the operator can very conveniently look up underneath the hood to see the engine coolant tank to be sure that it is at the proper level. And then at the very top, you'll see the black housing, which is the engine air filter housing, which contains the removable primary and secondary air filters. And then also this housing contains a separate pre-cleaner to the rear, which has separate turbulator holes that are used to filter the large air particles before they get to the air filter, thus giving the air filter longer life and better value to the customer. The K2 tractors are offered with both salt or sealed and lubricated track and our premium undercarriage offering System 1. The difference between these two tracks are the salt track bushing is fixed and does not rotate. The System 1 bushing cartridge does rotate. So in areas where you have high abrasion and low impact, the System 1 undercarriage may be the lower operating cost solution. Either one provides excellent value to the customer based on his soil operating conditions. On a dozer, the undercarriage can account for up to 50% of the operating cost. On CAT dozers, we pay close attention to trying to reduce that operating cost by guarding and preventing dirt and other materials from falling down into the moving undercarriage components and increasing wear. On this D4K2, you'll notice from the front idler all the way back to the sprocket, we have full guarding on top of the track roller frame to try to spread and shed that material off the track roller frame, preventing it from falling into the moving undercarriage parts and creating additional wear. Also, we provide front guiding guards, a middle center track guiding guard, which is an option, and a rear track guiding guard. These are used to help guide the track and be sure it rides in the proper location under the bottom rollers to provide the optimum undercarriage wear. When ordering Salt undercarriage, we utilize segmented sprockets, which allows easier removal of the sprocket segments and doesn't require removing as much componentry when replacing worn sprocket segments. Also on Cat dozers, we use planetary final drives. The benefit of a planetary drive is that the sun gear in the middle drives the outboard planetary gears and spreads the load across several gears versus a spur gear reduction. This contributes to a lot lower operating costs for the customer, and we use planetary final drives on the D3 size dozers all the way up to our largest dozer, the D11. The K2 tractors are hydrostatically powered machines. This is a great feature because it offers infinite speeds for gear ratios and allows the operator to do work a lot more efficiently, and also provides the power turn capability, which means power can be applied to both tracks when making a turn, and the machine can also counter-rotate, which allows it to operate in smaller areas. The left rear access door provides access to two key components here. The fuel water separator we spoke about earlier has a large filter and a water bowl at the bottom, and also a sensor to alert the operator in the cab when there is water present, so he knows or she knows to service that element. Additionally, to the left of the water separator is a black body that you see. If this were a enclosed ROPS cab machine, that would house the air intake filter for the cabin air, which can be very easily serviced and removed for cleaning from ground level as needed. At the rear of the machine, we provide great ground level serviceability for fueling the machine on the left-hand side. Then working your way towards the center machine, there is a visibility sight gauge for your hydraulic oil compartment that the operator can view each morning before he starts the machine. These machines have one common oil tank for implement hydraulic oil and also the powertrain oil. And then over on the right is the hydraulic oil fill port. Working our way down the machine, at the bottom you'll notice we have a drawbar. This is a towable drawbar that we see here on the D4K2. It is an option, and what it does, it provides a longer distance out from the rear of the machines when their turning radius is important in pulling different types of implements. At the right rear access door, we have the two 1000cc maintenance-free batteries, and right above the battery we have the 12-volt disconnect switch for easy access, and then to the rear of that switch you'll see the silver canister which houses the hydraulic filter element. For operators' platforms on the K2 models, we have two different options available. We have the open ROPS canopy version that you see here on the D4K2 LGP, and then also we have an enclosed cab version which comes with air conditioning. With both of those, we have the option of screens on the side of the cab, and there are bosses on the side of the ROPS structure that allows the dealer to add these on at a later point in time if wished by the customer. This particular machine you see here has a rear screen attached to it. And as we come on up the machine, you'll notice this tractor is equipped with sweeps. We have two different parts of the sweep. The front sweep, as you see here on this machine, and then also available as an option is a rear sweep, which will reach around towards the rear of the cab at the top. As far as lights, we offer two different choices, the standard 4-light package and then the 6-light package that you see here, which is 4 lights in the front and 2 in the rear. The standard 4-light package has 2 lights in the front and 2 lights in the rear. Both provide excellent illumination when working at night to the front and the rear of the machine. We covered the standard features on the K2 dozers. Let's talk now about some of the optional attachments. First off, let's talk about the power pitch cylinder that you see here. This capability allows the operator to pitch the blade forward or to lay it back from the operator's seat on the go. In this particular position you're looking at now, the blade is pitched all the way forward, and that allows the operator to get the blade to penetrate the ground easily, loading the blade quickly, and then after the blade is loaded, the operator can lay the blade back by retracting the cylinder and provide the maximum or optimum amount of carrying capability from the blade to provide the most productivity. Both the open ROPS canopy, as you see here, and the enclosed ROPS cab provide excellent accessibility to the cab for the operator to get in and get into the seat comfortably. Operator comfort is a priority on the K2 dozers. Standard equipment, these machines come equipped with an air suspension seat, which has the armrest and controls connected to the seat, which help isolate machine vibration from the operator's hands. Also, the operator can very easily adjust the armrest without any tools and get comfortable in the seat so he can do the best job during the day without getting fatigued. Additionally, for operator comfort, air vents are located on the ROPS B-post on this machine, as you see here, that blow air during the summer on an open ROPS machine and also warm air in the winter from the heater. And then on the E-ROPS cab, we also have these vents available for heating and air conditioning on those models. There are a lot of features on the K2 tractors that come as standard equipment that we can see here in the dash on this D4K2. One of the things that's new is slope indicator, and as you look at the display on the left-hand side, you'll see the icon of the blade as it is going up an incline. This shows the amount of incline, or the main fall slope as we refer to it, as being 2% here. To the right of that, you'll see the tractor icon viewing the tractor from the rear. That lets the operator know what cross slope the machine is sitting on at any given time. Right now we're sitting on a flat surface which has a 0% slope. So a 0% cross slope and a 0% main fall would be a perfectly flat surface. There's a lot of other information that's available in the display that can be viewed by pressing the information button. You can see now there is a performance section, a machine section, and a display section. Let's go up to the performance section and see what information is located there by pressing OK. As we press that, we now can view the engine speed, engine oil pressure, engine coolant temperature, hydraulic oil temperature, battery, fuel savings if I am running in the eco mode, which we will talk about here in just a minute, and then also the hour meter. So let's go back and take a look at the machine settings that we can change on this D4K2. This machine is equipped with stable blade as an optional attachment. Stable blade allows the operator to create a smoother grade surface easier. So to activate this system, we'd press the OK and check the Enable button and then come back. We can also change different modulation settings for the hydraulic raise, hydraulic lower, and also the blade tilt modulation. These different settings are in 3 different categories: fine, normal, and coarse. Additionally, we can adjust the steering modulation. This would be how quick the steering reacts to the operator's movement of the joystick. Here again you have the low, medium, and high setting. Another setting is the functionality of the brake pedal or the decel pedal. We can change that to operate the engine RPM, or it can be changed to disable it as we're going to do here. And now the engine RPM can stay at a constant engine RPM, and you can control the machine ground speed by using the decelerator pedal to control the high stat pump. Going back out of this, dropping down into the display section, we can take a look at how we can adjust the brightness. And then also a very important selection is the language of the area the machine will be delivered in. In this case, we are in English, but it can be changed into multiple different languages as you see here. And also we can adjust to different types of units in the display as far as temperature setting, engine speed, and pressure. So coming back to the main screen, let's talk a little about some of the options that are available and how they are indicated on the screen. One of the features that is available is traction control. Traction control reduces the amount of track slip that occurs when the blade is loaded automatically. The operator doesn't have to lift the blade up as quickly to reduce the load to reduce track slip. To engage traction control, the operator simply starts machine with key cycle and traction control defaults to on. There'll be a green icon in the upper top right portion of the display, and he is operating in reduced track slip. It doesn't sacrifice performance, it just strictly reduces the amount of track slip and undercarriage wear. To cut off or disengage traction control, press button on the right-hand console. Another feature on the K2 dozers is Eco Mode. This feature is standard equipment and allows the operator to select a specific position on the rotary dial for the throttle located on the right-hand console. When the operator selects the position where he sees the green leaf, the icon will light up on the cab to let him know that he is operating in Eco Mode. In this mode, the operator is able to reduce the amount of fuel he is burning without sacrificing performance. So in other words, the machine only uses the engine horsepower required to push the load at the given ground speed the operator has selected. This is an excellent feature where fuel economy is important and can save up to 20% on fuel consumption. One additional feature that you can use to track the effectiveness of Eco Mode is in the dash, in the information section. Let's go back very quickly and take a look at that. If we go to the performance mode, click OK, and then go down to fuel savings, you'll notice right now you see 0%. However, if we go over into the Eco Mode and we cut the tractor on, one way to demonstrate to the customer the benefit of Eco Mode is to use the display in the performance section and select fuel settings. By selecting the Eco Mode on the throttle dial on the right-hand console, the operator can see the amount of fuel savings that he is taking advantage of when in Eco Mode. The joysticks have a lot of the control features of the K2 dozer, so let's cover those real quickly. On the left-hand joystick, for direction, you move the joystick forward. The middle position is neutral, and the reverse position is reverse. To steer the machine, you simply move the joystick to the left or to the right. If the joystick is moved to the extreme right or left, the operator will feel a detent, and this is where the machine will counter-rotate the track, which is advantageous when operating in tight operating conditions. The gear ratio may be varied infinitely by using the thumb wheel here. This is a hydrostatic machine, so this allows the speed to be changed on the go. The horn is the black button located here, and the yellow button is the bidirectional shift button. The right-hand joystick controls the blade functions. To lower the blade, simply move the joystick forward. To raise the blade, pull it back towards the rear. To tilt the blade, move it simply to the left or to the right. And to angle the blade, the operator can use the thumb wheel to angle it to the left or to the right. As standard equipment, this machine is equipped with blade shake, which is activated by pressing the yellow button here. And also, if it's equipped with the optional power pitch, These two black buttons are used to adjust the power pitch cylinder forward or rearward. For more information on the K2 dozers, please contact your local Cat dealership or the links provided.